After each meal, does your blood sugar spike to 180, 200, or even 250 milligrams per deciliter? If so, this is a serious warning sign. These high blood sugar peaks not only leave you feeling fatigued and sluggish but also damage your blood vessels, increasing your risk of cardiovascular, kidney, and nerve complications. But the good news is, you can control it. So, how can you eat without worrying about blood sugar spikes? How can you enjoy your meals while keeping your glucose levels stable? Today, I'll share 10 powerful tips to help you manage post-meal blood sugar, reduce sudden spikes, and support a healthier body every day. Stay until the end because these tips could completely transform the way you control diabetes. 10. Avoid naked carbs, the biggest cause of blood sugar spikes. Have you ever checked your blood sugar after eating a slice of bread with jam or drinking a glass of juice, only to see it skyrocket to 200 or even 250 milligrams per deciliter? If so, you're experiencing the effect of eating naked carbs, carbohydrate-rich foods that lack protein, fat, or fiber to slow down glucose absorption. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming refined carbohydrates without fat or protein can cause blood sugar to rise 50 to 75% faster compared to when paired with these nutrients. This explains why a slice of white bread with jam spikes blood sugar much more than bread with butter or cheese. In fact, many people with type 2 diabetes report that eating just one slice of white bread, about 15 grams of carbs, can cause their blood sugar to jump from 100 milligrams per deciliter to over 220 milligrams per deciliter within 30 to 60 minutes. However, if they add butter or eggs to the bread, the spike is reduced to around 140 to 160 milligrams per deciliter, a significant difference. The solution? Always, dress your carbs. If you want to eat bread, pair it with cheese, butter, or eggs. If you like fruit, eat it with Greek yogurt or nuts. This smart strategy slows glucose absorption, helping keep blood sugar stable. 9. Combine carbs with protein, fat, or fiber to lower blood sugar. Avoiding naked carbs is just the first step. If you still want to include some starchy foods, always pair them with protein, fat, or fiber to slow glucose absorption. This is a critical principle for preventing post-meal blood sugar spikes. A study in diabetes care found that when carbohydrates are combined with protein or fat, post-meal blood sugar can be reduced by up to 30%. For example, eating a slice of white bread with peanut butter instead of plain bread significantly slows sugar absorption, preventing sudden insulin surges. Real-world tests show a clear difference. Someone with type 2 diabetes eating 100 grams of white rice may see their blood sugar rise from 110 milligrams per deciliter to 200 milligrams per deciliter within 60 minutes. However, when eating rice with chicken breast and vegetables, the blood sugar increase is limited to 150 to 160 milligrams per deciliter. This shows that protein and fiber act as a shield, controlling glucose absorption. Want to eat bread? Choose versions with butter, eggs, or smoked salmon. Love fruit? Pair it with chia seeds or Greek yogurt. When eating carbs, always include a protein or fat source. This simple but highly effective strategy can help you stabilize blood sugar daily. 8. Eat a savory breakfast. Reduce blood sugar from the start of the day. Do you often feel tired and sluggish in the morning? Or does your blood sugar spike even though you didn't eat much? If so, your breakfast might be the problem. Too much sugar and starch. Many people with diabetes are used to sweet breakfasts like bread, cereal, fruit, flavored milk, or juice. However, a study in Diabetes Journal found that starting the day with high sugar foods can spike blood sugar over 180 milligrams per deciliter within 30 to 60 minutes. Worse, it increases insulin resistance throughout the day. Switching to a savory breakfast rich in protein and healthy fats helps stabilize blood sugar. In a study on type 2 diabetics, those who ate eggs, butter, and salmon saw their post-meal glucose rise by only 20 to 30 milligrams per deciliter, compared to 70 to 80 milligrams per deciliter after eating bread or sweetened oatmeal. I know changing breakfast habits is not easy, especially if you love sweet flavors in the morning. But give it a try. Instead of bread with jam, have scrambled eggs with butter or cheese. Instead of juice, try unsweetened almond milk. Within days, you'll notice a huge difference: less fatigue, fewer sudden hunger pangs, and most importantly, more stable blood sugar. You deserve a healthy start to your day. 7. Don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Avoid hidden blood sugar spikes. Many people start their mornings with a cup of coffee before eating anything. But did you know that coffee can raise blood sugar, even when it contains no sugar? According to Dr. Benjamin Bickman, a leading researcher on metabolism and insulin resistance at Brigham Young University, caffeine triggers the release of cortisol and adrenaline, two hormones that can temporarily raise blood sugar. In people with type 2 diabetes, caffeine increases insulin resistance, making it harder for glucose to enter cells. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that when participants drank 250 milligrams of caffeine, about 1 large cup of black coffee, on an empty stomach, their blood sugar increased by 8 to 12% compared to when they didn't drink coffee. Worse, this increase lasted for hours, leading to unnoticed blood sugar dysregulation. The solution? You don't have to give up coffee, but drink it the right way. If you love coffee, have it after breakfast, especially a protein-rich meal like eggs, butter, or salmon. Or, if you want coffee earlier, try adding a little heavy cream or MCT oil to slow caffeine absorption. This small change prevents unnecessary blood sugar spikes, keeping your energy more stable throughout the day. 6. Eat in the right order. Reduce post-meal blood sugar by 20 to 30%. Have you ever eaten a meal with vegetables, meat, and rice, yet your blood sugar still spiked within 30 minutes? It's not just what you eat, but also the order in which you eat that affects your glucose levels. A study in diabetes care found that eating vegetables and protein first, followed by carbs, can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. Specifically, type 2 diabetics following this order saw their average blood sugar drop from 185 mg per deciliter to 140 mg per deciliter after meals. Why does this work? Fiber from vegetables forms a protective layer in the gut, slowing carb breakdown. Protein and fat stimulate GLP-1, a hormone that regulates glucose entry into the bloodstream. How to apply this? Start with vegetables: broccoli, kale, lettuce. Add olive oil or vinegar for extra benefits. Eat protein and fat next: meat, fish, eggs, butter, or cheese. Finish with carbs: rice, bread, or sweet potatoes. This simple tweak reduces blood sugar spikes, prevents post-meal fatigue, and keeps you feeling energized. If your post-meal glucose often exceeds 200 mg per deciliter, try this method and see the difference. 5. Eat slowly and take breaks. A simple but effective way to stabilize blood sugar. As a diabetes specialist, I've seen many patients struggle to control their post-meal blood sugar, even after adjusting their diet. One often overlooked but critical factor is eating speed and meal timing. When you eat too fast, your body doesn't have enough time to produce insulin or react properly to incoming glucose. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that fast eaters have 25 to 30% higher post-meal blood sugar levels compared to those who eat more slowly. The reason is simple: when you eat too quickly, glucose from food enters the bloodstream almost immediately, causing a sudden spike. But if you slow down your meal, your body gets more time to naturally produce insulin and process glucose efficiently. How to apply this? Eat more slowly, at least 15 to 20 minutes per meal. Chew thoroughly and put your fork down between bites. Break meals into smaller portions. If dining out, ask the server to bring dishes 5 to 10 minutes apart instead of all at once. Do the soleus push-up exercise during meals. Simply lift your heels off the ground, hold for 2 seconds, and lower them. Research shows this movement can reduce post-meal blood sugar by up to 38 mg per deciliter. By following these simple strategies, you'll reduce blood sugar spikes, feel less sluggish after eating, and maintain better energy levels throughout the day. 4. Eat sweets after meals. Enjoy treats without the blood sugar spike. You already know that eating slowly helps with blood sugar control. But what if you love sweets? Can people with diabetes still enjoy cake, fruit, or desserts without triggering a dangerous glucose surge? The answer is yes, as long as you eat them at the right time. A study from Diabetes Care found that eating sugar or carbs after a meal rich in protein, fat, and fiber can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by 35 to 40% compared to eating sweets alone. This happens because protein and fat slow digestion, allowing your body to absorb sugar more gradually. Imagine craving a ripe mango or a slice of cake. If you eat it on an empty stomach, your blood sugar might jump from 100 mg per deciliter to 200 mg per deciliter within 30 to 45 minutes. But if you eat it after a balanced meal containing vegetables, protein, and healthy fats, the rise may only reach 140 to 150 mg per deciliter, a huge difference. How to apply this? If you want fruit, pair it with Greek yogurt or chia seeds for added fiber and protein. If you crave cake, choose a lower carb option and eat it after a full meal. Not alone. Avoid fruit juice and smoothies. They lack fiber and cause blood sugar to rise much faster. By timing your sweets properly and combining them with the right foods, you can still enjoy treats without the blood sugar roller coaster. 3. Drink vinegar before meals. A simple trick to lower blood sugar by 30%. Diabetes has become a global epidemic. In the US, over 37 million people have diabetes, and 90 to 95% of them have type 2 diabetes, CDC. 2023. In Europe, 60 million people live with diabetes, WHO. 2022. Even more alarming, about 1/3 of people with diabetes don't even know they have it, leading to serious complications like heart disease, kidney failure, and blindness. So how can you better control blood sugar? One simple but incredibly effective solution: drink vinegar before meals. According to a study in the Journal of Functional Foods, drinking 1 to 2 tablespoons of diluted apple cider vinegar before meals can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by an average of 30%. Another study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that vinegar lowers insulin demand by 20%, which is especially beneficial for those with insulin resistance or prediabetes. Why is vinegar so powerful? The secret lies in acetic acid, which helps slow carbohydrate digestion and improves insulin sensitivity. This means glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually, preventing dangerous spikes. How to apply this? Drink 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted in 200 milliliters of water 10 to 15 minutes before meals. If you dislike drinking vinegar, use it in a salad dressing for the same effect. This tiny adjustment can help you manage blood sugar without additional medication. 2. Stop counting calories. Focus on food quality to reduce diabetes complications. Many people with diabetes become obsessed with counting calories, believing that eating less will improve blood sugar control. But the truth is, calories are not as important as the quality of the food you eat. Let's compare 2 groups of people who consume the same number of daily calories. Group 1. Processed, high-carb, sugary foods, white bread, sugary cereals, soda, 55% higher risk of insulin resistance, The Lancet, 2022. 40% greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those eating whole foods. Post-meal blood sugar spikes from 100 mg per deciliter to 220 to 250 mg per deciliter. Group 2. High protein, healthy fat, low-carb foods, meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, nuts. Improved insulin sensitivity by 35% after 3 months, Diabetes Care, 2021. Post-meal blood sugar rise limited to 140 to 160 mg per deciliter. Preventing vascular damage, 30% lower risk of heart disease complications, American Heart Association, 2023. Key takeaway: it's not about eating fewer calories, it's about eating the right foods. Instead of calorie counting, focus on blood sugar-friendly foods: meat, fish, eggs, green vegetables, nuts, olive oil. A diet rich in protein and healthy fats not only stabilizes blood sugar but also reduces the risk of diabetes complications over time. 1. Move after eating. Ignoring this could send your blood sugar to dangerous levels. As a diabetes expert, I've met many patients who believe that diet and medication alone are enough to control their condition. But they often overlook one critical factor: post-meal movement. If you eat and immediately sit down, especially to watch TV or take a nap, you're setting yourself up for a massive blood sugar spike, with no way to control it. Real data. A study in diabetes care found that type 2 diabetics who walked for 10 to 15 minutes after meals reduced their average blood sugar levels by 30% compared to those who stayed sedentary. Sitting after eating can raise blood sugar from 120 mg per deciliter to 220 mg per deciliter within 60 minutes. But walking for just 10 minutes can limit the spike to 140 to 160 mg per deciliter, a much safer range. How to apply this? Take a 10 to 15 minute walk around your home or outdoors. Do simple house chores like washing dishes or tidying up. Try the soleus push-up exercise, lifting and lowering your heels while sitting. Don't underestimate the power of light movement after meals. It's a simple but incredibly effective way to prevent dangerous blood sugar spikes and protect your long-term health. You can control blood sugar. Start today. I know that living with diabetes isn't easy. Constantly monitoring blood sugar, worrying about food choices, and fearing complications can feel overwhelming. But the good news is, you have the power to change that. Small adjustments like eating in the right order, pairing carbs wisely, drinking vinegar before meals, or simply walking after eating can dramatically improve blood sugar control without needing extra medication. Start with just one simple habit today and track your results. You'll see a noticeable difference. You deserve a healthier life, free from the fear of blood sugar spikes. Let's take the first step together.